Morocco is today grappling with the pull of tradition and the push of modernity. Society may have its roots in a rich culture handed down from generation to generation. Yet there are those within this traditional society who are pushing to innovate and modernize. No city illustrates this tension better than the city of Fez, one of the world's great gastronomic centers. This city is celebrating its 1200th anniversary, a home to many Islamic religious schools called madrasas, a World Heritage Site and the culinary capital of Morocco. I'm here to see if this medieval place is managing to season its traditions with a sprinkling of the modern. This is street food and this is Fez. Fez is Morocco's culinary heart, home to some of the most famous Moroccan dishes, such as special tagines or stews, pastillas, an exquisite pie made with a flaky pastry and delicious sweets. The cooking here has numerous influences, Arab and Berber, with hints of Jewish, Mediterranean, African and French. My family is Berber, the non-Arab indigenous tribe of North Africa. I spent summers in this region called the Maghreb, where I would often watch my grandmother cook traditional Berber dishes. She would make the most wonderful couscous dishes in large tagines or pots. And here in Fez, a city rich in both Berber and Arab traditions, these memories come flooding back to me. Moroccans are proud of their culinary heritage and traditionalists are reluctant to change their recipes. One particular man who's keeping faith with culinary traditions while innovating ways to cook the old dishes is Lahsan Beki, a young Berber chef. He has set up a cookery school here in Fez. Lahsan is an expert on Fez's cuisine. He's offered to cook me a typical Moroccan dish with ingredients fresh from the market of Fez.
Here we're gonna get the shoulder, and because in a tagine we need to cook it for a while a little bit. When you cook it, the shoulder it doesn't dry easily. The spice marinade with the lamb give us like more flavor at the end. Shukran.
What's so special about Fez food?
Fez is a capital gastronomic and used to be a royal city. We have two special influence from the Jewish Moorish people. When they come from Spain, they brought a lot of dishes and a lot of ways of cooking, a lot of ways of preserving, like pickled lemons and olives and everything. So we'll cook it 2 hours. We're gonna get the most important parts and the secret of Moroccan cooking, the spices.
It's a very good spices, huh?
Oh, let me see that. Oh my God, it's amazing. Famous. So what do we need from here?
We need a mix of spices that we use for the lamb.
Okay.
And sometimes it's different from family to family. Sometimes we use what we call ras al-hanout, means the head of the shop, a lot of spice from the shop. And it's different too, like something from 15 spices to 20, 30 spices.
So it all comes in one?
Yeah, together, they put them together. They grow on the ras al-hanout. Here we have ginger, we have a cinnamon, we have paprika, turmeric, we have cumin and black pepper.
So now you're going to mix it up all
mix
together.
everything and use it for our lamb.
So this is your type of ras al-hanout?
Yeah, my own type.
Your
yeah.
own
yeah, my
ras
own type.
al-hanout.
Yeah, this is the pistil of the saffron. The smell. It smells good.
Is that what you're using as well? Lahsan is keen to show me the magic and taste of Fez. So where better to cook me a meal than on the roof of the restaurant where he works, offering a grand view of the city skyline.
Today we're gonna make like a lamb tagine with the prunes and almonds, cooked in like ras al-hanout spice that we mix today in the market.
Is this a very traditional Moroccan tagine?
It's a very traditional Moroccan tagine.
How did you start this job?
Because we don't have school in my village, then I have to go to another town where there is a school. Then I have to live for myself and to cook for myself and do everything for myself.
And how old were you then?
10 years old.
10 years old.
10 years old, yeah. At the beginning, it was a little bit tough for myself, like going to school and cooking for myself, doing everything. It was a little bit tough, but after that, I enjoy it. It starts already to smell good. Wow. Now we're gonna leave it. See you.
So do you think it's done now? I can't wait to eat it.
Yeah, it's almost done. We're gonna just put some herbs in it. It smells very good, very rich.
It's delicious. I love it, seriously. It's a mixture. It's like sweet and sour. You have everything in there. The nuts, the meat, the prunes. Thank you so much.
There we go.
Fes was founded at the end of the 8th century by Mulay Idris al-Akbar, who was the great-grandson of the Prophet Muhammad. From this city, he established Morocco's first Arab dynasty and is still regarded by Moroccans as the father of the nation. For more than 1,000 years, Fes was the country's cultural and political heart. The French colonial authorities eventually changed the capital to Rabat in 1912. The original Medina, or old city of Fes, is today an area called Fes el Bali. It's an authentic medieval walled city that has barely changed throughout the centuries. Artisans can still be found here practicing ancient trades, and aromas from the various spices waft through the narrow alleys of the old city. But walking through the Medina, you're suddenly struck by an altogether more pungent smell, alerting you that you're nearing the tannery or leather works, where reams of cowhide are treated in huge vats of dye. I'm in the middle of this 13th century tannery, the most famous and largest in Morocco. Well, if you're wondering why I have mint up my nostrils, I mean, as you can see, the colors here are beautiful, but the smell is overwhelming. A mixture of pigeon droppings used to soften the skin. Also, we have henna, saffron, and mint to dye the leather. And I need to get out of here before I die. Despite the smell, these tannery workers can consider themselves lucky, because Fes has one of the highest rates of unemployment in Morocco. Workers here are relatively well paid. They stand to make the equivalent of about $30 a day. But many other residents of Fes find little to do other than while away their time in the coffee shops. Yet some, like Noordin Yazami, have turned to selling street food to make ends meet.
As soon as I finished my baccalaureate, I couldn't find a job and was hanging around the coffee shops, just wasting time. So I thought I should start helping my father with his street food business. And later on, I thought, why can't I start my own business? And as you can see, I have. And thank God, it's working.
Meandering through the labyrinth of the alleyways and bazaars, you get the sense that little has changed here over the centuries. But in fact, there are changes. I've come to meet author Fatima Sadiki, who tells me that there has been a radical change in the role of women here, as they have taken their traditional role as homemakers and used their cooking skills to build businesses.
Women in Fez have been preparing food inside homes. They have considered food making as a job. as something they can earn money from. And a lot of women in this city actually inherited this tradition from their mothers, and they wanted to continue it in the Medina. So they started to make food and sell it outside. When they started to make money, they preferred to continue and modernize their food making.
Sumaya bin Hanan is an example of this type of woman. Sumaya followed in her family's trade of selling meat dishes and later cakes in the Medina. With the help of her parents, she managed to open up a successful bakery in the new part of Fes. This is an area where some of the wealthier people of Fes reside.
When I was young, I used to study, and at the same time I used to watch my dad making food. Bit by bit we expanded and opened up this shop. I have a lot of women working here. This is to help them and reduce unemployment. All of them want to work to feed their children and be the breadwinners of the family.
These women are reacting to modern economic realities, but they are choosing to work in a job that doesn't challenge the traditional role of women. On the surface, like these decorative facades of buildings in the old city, Fes seems to be a place comfortable with its traditions. But like anywhere else in the world, the city cannot ignore the pressures of modern life. As with its cuisine, Fes is watching modernity change the flavor of the city, one ingredient at a time. The old city of Fes is seen as the soul of Morocco, the last bastion of tradition. The city was created by the different communities who made these tangled streets their homes. One of these was the Jewish community, who lived in an area of Fes called the Mella, which resembled a European ghetto. At its height, just after World War II, the Jewish community numbered 30,000 people. With the economic demise of Fes, most have now left. Today, only 150 Jews still live in the city, but they have kept their traditions alive.
This is grilled bell pepper.
Tanya Maman is a member of the now small Jewish community in Fes and is the author of a best-selling cookery book. Her family fled to Fes from Spain in the 16th century when the Jews were persecuted during the Spanish Inquisition. Traditional recipes were handed down to her from her grandmother,
It's very special.
and some dishes remind me of those cooked by my Berber grandmother.
Wow!
Amazing.
If I had to select one dish, this is the one I would select, because in every single Jewish family, Saturday at noon, you will eat the same dish. Maybe not prepared exactly like mine, but the base is the same. You have the chickpeas here, which are with the sauce. You have potatoes and eggs, 2 or 3 kinds of meat, and on top rice or wheat, sometimes both. For you, I prepared both, so you can have a taste of each. Lucky you. Help yourself. This is big.
Big foot.
The Mela was always very near to the king's palace, because the king wanted to protect his Jews, and they had a kind of superstition that said that the Jews were bringing luck somehow. Being in an Arab country and having a king protecting the Jewish community is really special.
What's the Jewish influence on Moroccan food?
I would say the main influence, everything sweet. And also they brought with them, when they came under the Inquisition, they brought with them a few spices that were not known in Morocco. Saffron, they had discovered on that time.
Morocco seems to be a place full of contradictions. This is a country where the sale of alcohol to Muslims is officially illegal. Yet modern tastes have led to resurgence of Morocco's wine industry. Winemaking here dates back 2,000 years to Roman times. Experts predict that Morocco is going to be the next big location in New World wine. Celliers Meknes is the country's largest wine producer and is based just outside Fes.
In total, Celliers Meknes produce each year between 25 and 27 million bottles. Morocco, in total, each year produce 55 million bottles. Then we produce the half of the market. In volume, 4% go to the export. France, Belgium, United States, Japan. The rest goes to hotels for 2%, that's for tourists, and the rest to the local market.
As the wine industry grows, it provides the government with additional tax revenue. It is also providing jobs in an area struggling with unemployment. As has happened over centuries, the call to prayer is heard reverberating through the Medina. Besides being the nation's culinary capital, Fes is also known locally as Al-Asim al-Ruhiyya, which means the spiritual capital of Morocco. Fes is the home of many followers of the mystical branch of Islam known as Sufism. Here, numerous Sufi brotherhoods have set up places of worship. Hassaniya Rusa is a practicing Sufi. She's preparing food for the 30 people expected at her husband's prayer meeting held at the Tijani's branch of Sufism. Food is at the heart of Sufi gathering.
Here in Morocco, we make a little couscous. And because it's blessed, it's enough for everybody. We make it for weddings and for Friday prayers. When you make it, it gets very big.
Tonight, Muhammad Sabri is hosting the dinner for his Sufi brothers. He says couscous is essential for this type of event.
This food is not normal food. It is blessed and the medicine. Everyone feeds each other, just like this, to your health. And we have couscous because we gather in a circle, because for us, this represents a galaxy, and the couscous in the middle is the Kaaba, which is at the center of the circle.
For hundreds of years, the chants of the Sufi brothers have been echoing through the walls of the Medina. The young people are interpreting these age-old traditions in a modern way. Adil, alias Lorde, is a rapper with a band called Syndica, a Fes-based group mixing traditional Moroccan music with hip-hop.
Hi, Adil. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
He's keen to show me his Fes, a world that revolves around the traditions of the city.
What is it?
This is a typical fuzzy food like this. It's called agris, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a dry meat. Because before there was no fridge, nothing to put to preserve.
Okay, is that grease on top
yeah,
of it?
Grease. Yeah, it's grease with some ingredients, spices, and yeah.
Interesting. So how do they use it for cooking? So does it...
Yeah, everyone sometimes you take like a piece of bread and put some, or you cook with some eggs or stuff. Yeah.
Interesting. Good. So should we go and get your sandwich?
Yeah, let's go.
So where do you guys usually hang? Do they have like a cafe here where you hang out?
Yeah, there is a nice cafe by there.
So is that the actual hangout for the boys?
Yeah, not all the time, but it's it's a part of life. Yeah. So they want to grab a sandwich.
Do you have a favorite place in here or doesn't?
Yeah, okay, we can get one from here. Or...
Yeah, sure.
السلام عليكم اخويا بغينا ناخذ شي ساندويتش ولا شي. لا it's
Liver.
Yeah.
I hope it's fresh.
Yeah, it's sweet. I like it. Okay. So,
Thank you. Bye.
it's good.
Sendika's popularity is growing. They now perform at festivals throughout Morocco. Adel does not fit the tough street image of most rappers. He's close to his family and regularly visits his parents' home. While Adel gets his inspiration from American music, he's proud of his Moroccan heritage. Yet he's scathing of the youth of Fez who flock to American fast food restaurants.
They find it like American style, it's like American hamburgers, and for me it's globalization. It's not my life, it's not a part of my life. I like street food and like what is produced here in my neighborhood or my city or my country.
Fez is a city which has combined African roots with Arab traditions while being open to Western influences. As the late King Hassan of Morocco once said, Morocco is a tree with its roots in Africa and its branches in Europe. And today, more and more Moroccans are leading the way in branching out to new cultures and modern ways. But they still seem to be comfortable, remaining within the rich traditions and the ancient walls of the old city of Fez.